Squabble de hobble de dop bobble.
Stop. Just stop. The internet doesn't need to see this.
He's got bars,
Bad
man.
enough that we
What
have
are
to.
we doing? What are we
What are
doing?
we doing? It's all right.
We're
It's all right.
squabbling
It's
up.
all right.
We
It's all right. It's all right, Tybo. The big kids
Squabbling
are
up.
going to talk about college football right now for a second.
babies, the little children,
What?
kids,
What?
What? What?
the tiny,
What?
Sean,
the
you might need to bleep that
tiny-minded
out.
Yeah,
munchkins.
yeah, dude. What in God's green earth are you talking about, Tybo?
You,
Sean, you
you
remember last year?
simple-minded buffoons that like bad football.
What were we saying, Ty Bob?
You just
Doobie doobie, what's
you
it?
watch Panthers games. Shut up. Last year, Sean, you remember last year when I
What?
said that Jaden Daniels didn't deserve to win the Heisman after he won, and then we got a lot of hate for it.
Yeah, I remember that very clearly because he did deserve to
There's
win the Heisman.
uh, it's highly debatable, but there's another guy this year who is odds-on favorite to win the Heisman, and just like Jaden Daniels, maybe even more so, doesn't deserve.
All right, let's hear it out. Because if you say somebody, I'm gonna
Oh
debate you and say
boy.
no.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna give you some stats, and you tell me these are the top two guys. I'm not gonna say their names. Everybody should know who they are. And then you tell me who you would
Player
rather have,
A or player B? Okay, okay.
player A or player B. So player A has the most attempts. They're number one in attempts in their respective position. Most attempts are most receptions, right? Okay, there we go. Player A also has the most amount of yards. They're third for most amount of yards per attempt, first in yards from scrimmage, first in touchdowns, first in touchdowns from scrimmage, first in total touchdowns, first in total points scored, and their offense is fourth in total offense. Player B has the sixth most attempts at their position. They're 14th in most yards, 14th in yards per game, 14th, tied for eighth in touchdowns, tied for 29th. Uh, excuse me, where are we at here? These I'm trying to read through them. These
I
other
don't
ones
know.
would
You're the
give the
one that's
position
looking at
away.
it,
Come
Bob.
on now. Come on. Get it together, Ty Bob. Get it together.
56th
Recover.
in total offense
I'm taking player
for
B
their
every
team.
day because you're not giving up player B's full stats right there. You're only giving up half the stats.
You're taking
Uh-oh.
okay. So player A,
Okay.
obviously Ashton Genty.
I don't give a
Player B
shit, dude.
is
Oh.
Travis Hunter. The few stats that I gave that I didn't give out on, he's tied for 29th in interceptions, tied for 23rd in passes defended, uh, and Colorado's defense is 53rd in passing defense. So that was the remainder. He was also not in the top 100 for yards per reception.
Who cares? He's playing both ways.
That doesn't
Oh,
Ashton
fucking
didn't
just
win.
so
matter,
just
bro. Are you
because somebody,
kidding me?
oh, one person is number one in every single stat, the
Bro,
other
this is
person is
so
number one in
annoying, dude.
snaps fucking played.
Just
What are we
because I'm
talking about?
okay at two things doesn't mean I'm great all together
He is
combined. Like
great at both
I would rather
things.
be great
I
at one
wouldn't say
thing
he's
than
like
okay
okay.
at two things. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's great at both.
He's 29th in the
Mm,
whole country in interceptions.
yes.
He is tied 29th for interceptions.
Is Ashton playing any defense there?
Doesn't need to because he's number one in literally every category.
Okay, go back to Travis. What was he?
Dude,
What were his rankings
there
and
are
everything
only
else?
three other human
Uh,
beings that have had as many yards as he does from scrimmage in the history of college football. One of them is
Travis
Ricky Williams, one of them is Barry Sanders, and I believe the other one is well, him, and then there's somebody else too. Shit, I can't remember the that that other one, but
Travis is not
pretty
top
good,
five.
I
pretty good
couldn't
people
tell
to
which
be.
side you were on at the beginning, but I can, Tommy, you are clearly on like Ashton Genty
Ashton
should be
Genty.
the.
Yes,
Travis
yes.
Hunter
What
is
he's
not top
doing will
five
not
in
be
any
done again.
category. He's only top 10 in two categories. And really, a big category that he should be top in is receiving yards or yards per reception, he's not even in the top 100.
I'll go and give you a better stat. He's top one of one in most snaps played in college football.
Yeah,
Good for
like I said,
him.
Dude is
There's
out
no
there.
production
reward for
or
that.
snaps.
They're not that good. Maybe if he just played one or the other, they'd be a little bit better in offense or defense.
I'm not saying Travis Hunter
Maybe he
isn't good.
would.
Don't get me wrong. Don't
Dude,
get me
no,
wrong.
I'm
I'm
not
not
saying he's
saying
not
Travis
bad. I'm
Hunter
not
isn't
saying he's
good.
bad. No,
He's
no,
going to be
no. Yeah,
very
we're
exciting
He's
not
in the
the
saying the
best
NFL
same.
when they
two-way
No.
force him to
player in
play.
college football history.
He's going to be exciting when he gets to the NFL and they force him to play one way or the other.
I don't know.
But
Miles
he is,
Jack was a dog.
Yeah, he was
Shouts
a
out
dog.
UCLA.
He was a dog,
Miles Jack was a
but he's
dog.
no Travis Hunter.
Ashton Genty does not deserve to be a. I'm sorry. Let me look at this.
The thing here,
Travis
so a lot of
Hunter
people
is
say, can I get this out real quick, Ty Bob? The thing about Ashton Genty is people are going to be like, oh, he's been playing cupcakes, he's been playing shitty teams. Here's the kicker: he's
goes
only played
Colorado.
in like the first half of a few games. So like, I think that's a wash if you're like strength of schedule. It's like, well, he only played in one half, like 4 times, 5 times. Like, I think that's a wash. I think like who gives a shit at that point? Like the guy only played 30 minutes and that's what he
He's
did.
first in nearly every category and he's only playing a half
Yeah.
of football for the majority of his game.
He's posting like early this year he was posting like 220 with 3 touchdowns before halftime. And like wouldn't
I
play the
hope
second half. That's fucking
I
insane.
I hope Vegas gets absolutely burned by
That's
this.
like video game shit, man.
It's insane. I hope
Are
Vegas
you
gets
kidding
burned by
me?
this. They've got
Rookie
Travis
settings though,
Hunter.
Well,
like
like who cares?
Oh,
Who cares if he
yeah.
played like fucking Appalachian State or someone not even that good? They were playing like bad teams. But who cares? He only played one half.
Like it's a bad team.
Who cares? But he did it in one half, dude.
Yeah, I'm not
He did
saying
it
what
in one
he's
half.
doing isn't absolutely amazing and we're never going to see it again. I just may have a feature on somebody else, okay?
Ah, I just don't
And
want to
that's the
take
thing
away
is,
from. I just don't want to take away from the other kid because he's great. He really is.
and this is the thing. This race should be much closer. Is what Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty, respectively, doing what they're doing is out of the norm, right? But there is in
definitely
no
it's good for
way
college sports, man. I
it's
mean,
great.
Yeah.
There
the
is in
fact
no
that I
way that
know
Vegas
about
should
them
have
at
Travis
all
Hunter at
before draft time.
1,000 point favorite.
Damn,
He
I
is
didn't know it was
right
that
now a 1,000 point favorite. Travis Hunter is minus 1,000. The next closest is Ashton Genty, who is plus 750. Like
Ooh, I might
how
go
is
put
this
some money on
not
that right now.
closer? No, because this is
I
the
might
thing
put money on that
is
right
this
now.
is a popularity contest. It is
No,
never
it is.
about
It is.
how much you actually do. And if Vegas is having the odds this wide, that's exactly the way that everybody who votes on this thing, because it's not
Thinks about
actually
it.
backed
Yeah.
up by statistics, it's backed up by just random journalists who think they actually understand football when they don't, and sit there and go in and vote on who should be Heisman. This is exactly why the odds are the way that they are, is because Vegas can have a pulse on a thing like this. It's outcomes that can be measured, not random.
But it's also bringing out the best competition between the two because they're trying to one up each other each week with our new Heisman poses. So it's ultimately great for college football. I love seeing it.
Do the Heisman on that hoe.
I think Travis Hunter is going to be a fantastic NFL player when he gets to the league and they force him to play one way, because that will happen. They will not. He'll get to play every so often a couple of plays. He's either going to choose DB and he'll get to come in at receiver a little bit, or he'll get to play receiver and then he'll get to play DB on like Hail Marys. It's about it. Or on like very specific plays. But Ashton Jitty is going to come in and he's potentially going to be able to take the league by storm at whatever team that he goes. And it's just much more exciting watching what he can do in a half at Boise State.
870 media voters with 145 voters from each of 6 regions across the country. 57 living former Heisman winners each have a vote but are not required. Site. The total number of voters for the 2024 Heisman race is 928. Each voter ranks their top 3 choices. First place votes are worth 3 points. Second place 2. Third place 1. 4 players in terms of points are invited to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. with the player with the most points wins the trophy. So, um, yeah.
Heisman history
So
lesson.
technically, if you're a Heisman winner, you have a vote. I don't know if it's worth more or less than like, a random reporters or what, but I think they should be. That would make sense.
I could get behind that. Heisman winners should have a more points towards their vote.
hmm But I mean, they're from all over the country. These writers, so I mean, they're gonna have their biases and everything like that. So the problem is, there's probably one writer for the entire Idaho, Montana, Eastern Washington region. You know, like, or there's probably only like 10 Pacific Northwest riders in total. You know, there's probably 30 riders from the areas of the SEC, 40 riders from the areas of the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Like for numbers wise, like, and like areas that you have to cover with big time college football and everything, like the number of people that are in that area that know about it. I mean, obviously he's making national headlines, but the people who probably see him play every week and like see highlights of him every single week and stuff like that, like they know how good he is, but not the whole country because he doesn't go to Notre Dame. He doesn't go to, Michigan or Ohio State or anywhere like that, which is a bummer. But it is what it is. College football is going to college football, or there was like statistically a possibility that the SEC could be left out of the college football playoff. Like I saw a meme or a tweet like that this past weekend, and I thought about it, and I was like, well, like yes, that could happen, but the ESPN's not going to bite the hand that feeds it. Like why are we not gonna literally vote? There's people voting on it. Like all I got to do as ESPN is like, hey, you want an extra $2 million? Put the fucking Georgia Dogs in the goddamn tournament.
Because
Like that's all one guy has to do. Like because it's 13. There's 13 voters. So
Bama's
yeah.
definitely not going to make it, so there's only going to be what, three SEC teams this year? Texas, maybe Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Texas plays Texas A&M. If Texas A&M wins, they're definitely playing in the championship. And if Texas loses, they'll have the same loss amount of losses as Georgia. But Texas A&M can still go and play Texas. They could possibly play each other 2 weeks in a row if the right things happen. And
I
that's
can
the
get
one
behind
that
that.
Texas can't lose. Texas can't lose in the conference championship game. Because if they lose in the conference championship game, then they're not they don't get an auto bid. Well, that the bit the like the or at that point the conference championship does. And if Texas A&M wins it, they might not be ranked high like uh
Auto
a
bid.
bye. And with how good Boise State has been too, and then you have SMU, you have Boise State, so like then they're gonna have to go on the road possibly. But if like a good beat Notre Dame this weekend and win
Nope.
out, they could
They
possibly.
clobbered by Notre Dame last week.
Oh shit, that's right. That's a if they had won that, they probably would have had a chance to like skip them, and then the SEC would have been on the outside looking in. But that didn't happen. Yeah, you have SMU with the ACC as well. Don't know where they could be, but
Wait,
yeah,
SMU
it's very interesting. Yeah.
makes no sense.
Oh, if you haven't like really been paying attention, you're like, what the hell
I've
is that
known some
now?
big team names, but I didn't realize SMU was with the ACC now. That
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
Is that
should probably
is that in
honestly
effect
like
right now, or is that
Boise
next
State.
season?
They're in the ACC right now, currently.
Oh,
Got the patch on the fucking jersey and all that. Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, no, it's really weird. Like Boise State probably should have jumped on the opportunity to join the Big 12 when they had the chance. Because if they had this schedule and were in the Big 12, maybe only one or two more losses and like done what BYU did, they'd be sitting even prettier, but they're not. So, and Ashton Genty would have a real chance at winning the Heisman. Boy, fuck, the Broncos probably would have played the Buffs too. even. So,
That
but
would
they're
have been
not.
cool.
They're probably going to join
You
the
think
The
Pac-12
Pac-2?
next
Genty
year.
runs all over him?
The
Yes.
Pac-12 still go fuck yourself.
You
Which
think he only
Oregon
needs to
State won
play a
that game,
half?
by the way. Or
I mean,
like an
uh,
under 500 Oregon State beat Washington State for the Pac-12 championship this
do
weekend.
do I think that
I just
Ashton Genty
I
Washington
just
runs
hope
State
they
all
was
over
like
play
the
each other
bus?
like 3
8-3.
times next year for the championship. That'd be ultimate.
I know that'd be great. God, just 3 weeks in a row too. Be like
Tyler, you,
baseball, have
you
a rubber
you asked,
match
does
that lasts.
Ashton Genty run all over the Buffs? They just got mollywopped by the Kansas Jayhawks. Like, yes,
Yeah, they did in Arrowhead actually.
That just
The
proves
game
that
was in
Colorado
Arrowhead.
players aren't ready for the big stadiums. They
just
want to stick to the
proves
college
that
Yeah,
stadiums.
no, they
proves that Travis Hunter
they
shouldn't
did not
win
look
the
good.
Heisman.
They did not look
Whoa,
good.
whoa, whoa. What does
Very
that prove?
rarely
Can't
does
be out here
like
losing to
a
KU.
very rarely does like a player on a bad team win the Heisman. It doesn't happen very often.
If they keep losing, he,
Happened
he probably won't win it. But
Unless like sometimes like if a
unless
team
you're
has like
Jaden
eight
Daniels and
wins,
you get it
nine
for
wins,
no
and
reason.
that player is the sole responsible person for winning like seven of them, like then okay, probably you're the Heisman. But like that doesn't really happen that often either. So yeah, usually it goes to a guy on a good team for the most part.
you
A
think
la
so, but
Jaden Daniels, who didn't deserve it.
he did deserve it. What is wrong with you, man?
He had a good season, and I have to defend him because he's from Southern California. So fuck you. And that
This guy doesn't know ball.
shithole idea of a take that you had, dumbass.